We all know that Albert Einstein was a genius and his brain can work more than 1,000 scientists' things that we can. Never thought of Einstein worked on them and made them easy for the whole world. Albert Einstein was a physicist who published the theory of special relativity E is equals to mc square and formulating the photoelectric laws and left the whole world surprised, and therefore he was awarded by the Nobel Prize, seeing his extraordinary thinking and understanding power. People believe that Einstein had an extraordinary brain that was quite different from an ordinary human brain, and Einstein also knew this. That's why he didn't want his body to be researched after his death. Rather, he had instructed that his body, and especially brain, will be cremated, but the same thing happened that Einstein was afraid of. On April 13, 1955, Albert Einstein died in Princeton Hospital. The doctor came to perform the autopsy and stole Einstein's brain. Secretly, he was curious to know what was inside the brain of this genius. The doctor who stole Einstein's brain was Dr. Thomas Harvey, who was more interested in studying this brain than facing the consequences. When the Princeton Hospital came to know about this incident, they fired him, but Dr. Harvey was successful in convincing Hans Albert, who was son of Albert Einstein, to give him permission to conduct research on his father's brain and let the world know about it. From that day on, a long journey started. For that brain, Dr. Harvey was a pathologist who knew only about postmortem, and that's why he believed that he would be able to research this genius's brain. But the situation was that Dr. Harvey lost his job at Princeton Hospital, so Dr. Harvey took Einstein's brain to Pennsylvania, where he took a lot of photos of the brain and cut them into 240 small pieces, and after preserving every piece in separate jars, he hid all of them in his basement. Because of this, he had arguments with his wife, and his wife used to threaten him that she will throw this brain outside. The arguments eventually lead to divorce, and Dr. Harvey went to Kansas with the brain, where he started working as a medical supervisor, and in his free time he tried to study Einstein's brain. After that, he frequently switched jobs and moved to different cities. Even after many years, Dr. Harvey couldn't do any solid research on Einstein's brain. Instead, his medical license was cancelled, and the situation was so bad for him that he had to start working in a plastics factory. At the time, he made a good decision to send different pieces of the brain to the best neurologist in the world for detailed research. Many neurologists published several studies on this genius's brain, where it was found that Einstein's brain was quite different from the ordinary human brain. The biggest difference was found in the corpus callosum part. Now, it is important to know that human brain is divided into two parts. The left brain controls the right portion of the body, whereas the right brain controls the left portion of the body, and for 90% of human, the left brain is responsible for speech, understanding, mathematical calculations, and writing, where the right brain is responsible for creativity, understanding of shapes, art, and music. Now you must be thinking, what is the work of the corpus callosum? Imagine you are typing on the keyboard, and while doing this, our both hands are busy in typing. The left hand is typing some alphabets, and the right hand is also doing the same. During typing, your left hand made a mistake, and you quickly use your right hand to erase that mistake. That means that when your right brain committed a mistake, it rectified the mistake by signaling the left brain the link through which both halves of the brain are connected is called the corpus callosum, and Einstein's corpus callosum was larger than ordinary humans. That means his left brain and the right brain had a strong connection, because of which Einstein could imagine complex problems and situations apart from the difference in the corpus callosum. Einstein's brain's pattern was also quite different from others. Researchers believe that it is the reason for good neuron flow. A good flow of neurons means that he had great power for mathematical calculations. Albert Einstein had the power to solve complex mathematical problems in his head without using pens and paper. According to a research paper, another reason for having a high number of neurons was that when Einstein's brain was weighed, it was 1,230 grams, where it is 1,400 grams for normal human beings. Researchers believe that his brain's lining was quite thin, because of which it contains more neurons. But the biggest question was Einstein born with such a special brain, or were there changes afterwards? After researching, it was found that when Einstein was born, he started speaking after the age of 5. Other children start speaking at the age of 2 or 3. Even after he started speaking, he didn't like to speak much and remained lost in his own thoughts. He had less memorizing power, and not only that, he finds it difficult to memorize a simple multiplication table. He was a master at processing math and numbers in logical ways rather than memorizing them. In his school life, he failed in other subjects, but he excelled in mathematics and science. When Albert Einstein was 12 years old, a family teacher left his geometry book in Einstein's house. Surprisingly, Einstein read that book in one day and cleared his geometric concepts. Not only that, he became a master of integral and differential calculus at the age of 14. His grip on math and science was so strong that professors used to become nervous when he used to raise his hands for asking questions, because often Einstein's questions were difficult for even teachers to understand. From a very young age, he wanted to encapsulate the laws of the universe in a small equation, and this became his life's mission. At the age of 26, Einstein published 4 research papers and surprised the world, and therefore he was given a PhD degree and awarded by the Nobel Prize for playing an outstanding role for humanity. Many doctors and scientists came to the conclusion that Einstein's brain became special after his birth. The biggest reason behind it was that when he couldn't find an answer to his questions, he tried to find answers with the help of his brain. Doing so from a young age developed his brain. Today, Einstein's brain is kept in America's Mutter Museum. Winters served with great care on microscopic slides. We are sure that you will like this video, so do not forget to like, comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. We will meet you soon with another new video.